Bradium67 here with my very first Cinema 4D tutorial, and today I made this. I saw somebody make it, and I just kind of came up with an idea on how to make it myself, and so I'm gonna be making a tutorial for it. Michael's here. I'm not on Skype with him. He's at my house.
Yep, I watch him sleep.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't do that anymore.
What? You told me not to. I'm gonna do it.
But if you can hear music playing in the background, it's because we have Michael's laptop playing it. But
Party.
first thing you want to do is go to render settings and go to output, change it to 1280 by 720.
Well, what needs to be to what their computer is?
Well, yeah, you can do that because for me, I changed mine to 16 by 900. But if you go into your control panel and display, you can look at what your resolution settings are.
You can right click on the desktop too.
You can eat my wiener, so that too.
Wow.
Listen to Michael. You can right click. What'd you say?
Right click on the desktop and go down to screen resolution.
Let's find this out. Right click. Holy shit, Michael, you genius. Right there, resolution, recommended. It's my max. Okay. It's great.
Einstein.
So let's get started. You want to... Oh, and by the way, if you go into this, you have to hold in. You can't just click, because then it just... Because otherwise it just adds in a light, so...
Pretty. You're part of Delta Force.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I'm using your turtle bitches. Yeah. Alright, so once you put in the sky and then the floor, you want to add in your balls.
Balls. Many balls.
Well, actually, before you do any of that, double click down here to create material. Make it like a medium gray. Go into luminance, make it the same thing, and then just drag it onto the sky or floor, whichever one you put in first. Holding control and drag up, and it'll copy it to the layer above it. So now we want to put in our balls, Michael.
Quad balls.
All right, so
I have 4 balls. Would that be hard to manage?
probably that would probably be
Special underwear to like carry them. I mean,
most likely you would, but
yeah.
so the first one, the radius has to be 100.
A quad jock strap. Oh god.
The radius,
Patented.
whatever the radius is, the first one is always gonna be 100. And then what do you do? Oh, and then the y value for the ball has to be the same as the radius. So if you want, however many you have, you can, make it. But I'm gonna use 4 just for the sake of this, because that's what I had on mine. But so hold in control and just hit CV, not on the floor, on the sphere. CV. There we go. Now we have 4 balls. Okay, Mike will be right back. So the first thing you want to do is drag this out here like that. You see what I'm doing? Drag it out. Make the radius 90. And set the Y value on the ball to 90. And drag this out here. Set it to 70. Make the Y value 70. Drag this over here and drag it over here and set the radius to 80. Set the Y value to 80. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work with the positioning, which is really easy. So what you want to do is try to get like parallel to the balls and make it so that they can be overlapping a little bit, because if you make the angle right, it won't really matter, because you won't be able to tell that they're overlapping. But if you get something like that, you wanna fix that. You wanna take it out a little bit. Here, let's go in here like this. There we go. So now that's a good size. After we do that, Michael is coming back.
Yes, I am.
You want to make sure that, alright. You don't want to do that. You don't want to change the size of it. So just keep dragging it until it's overlaying over both of them pretty good. So, Alright, that's good. So now I gotta do that. Alright, there we go. Now that's good. Does that look good, Michael? Do those balls look good? I didn't know they went under like that. That kind of makes me mad.
They look like very pleasurable balls.
They do look like pleasurable balls, Michael. Alright, now after you have that, you want to double click again and make another material. I'm going to make them like a little bit lighter gray than the floor. So, let's do that. You want to do a reflection on it. Change the brightness down to 0. Put a Fresnel on it. And make it 50%. What is this song, Michael?
That's what I think about every time I think of you.
I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that at all. Yeah, from the floor, the sky thing, if you're holding control and drag it up, it'll change that. So now what you want to do is go to render settings, go to effect, ambient occlusion. That'll create like a shadow effect on it. You can see it kind of, you know, looks amazing, essentially, is what that is. It looks incredible.
Yes, I creamed.
Exactly. Michael creamed, so. Okay.
Everyone creams.
Exactly. So the next thing you want to do is go to MoGraph and click MoText. And you can create your text whatever you want. I use this font. It's called Trek. It looks sexy. So, what? I got this.
No, you didn't.
I got this before you.
You got this from me.
No, I didn't get it from you. I downloaded a font pack with like 300 fonts and it was in it. I win. You're S and my D.
I'm searching your story. What are you talking about, lady?
No, you are going. I'm done. I'm done, Michael. Okay. I'm trying to move this because apparently I moved the floor. That's why the balls were going under the floor, like mine.
They were dangling on the floor.
Exactly. So after you have the one text layer, just hit however many letters you have. I have 4, so just hit Control CV, CV, CV. So let's go to this. M. I'm just making this what mine is. 6, 7.
6, 9?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so the M. What you want to do is let's move this up and angle this down a little bit for not that at all, not that either. Okay. So what you want to, okay, well that's 0, so I can just make that 0. And what you want to do is move it up, like, see that's 100. So what you want to do is take it, whatever the radius of it is, so that's, or whatever the diameter is, so that's 200, then add 50 to it. So I'm gonna make this 250.
Oh, you're so.
And the M, what's that? 91. So this one's gonna be 230. Then you want to take, okay, well that one's just 0, so I can just do that. Then that, double click it, hit Control C, select whatever your second letter is, Control V, and hit enter. So now it's over top of it. So my 6 is gonna go right there. So I wanna double click the X value and copy and paste it into that, and do the same thing with the Z value. There we go. And what's that? That should definitely be 70, not 70 point numbers. So it needs to be, this one needs to be at 190. And just do the same thing. I keep like moving them a little bit and it's making me mad. Alright, so Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V. 80, 160, so this one needs to be set to 210. 210. So now what you want to do is, I guess, for this part. You can make it however you... Okay. Okay, so my thing stopped recording because I have Bandicam, not the full version. But this is just a personal preference. Like, I like them kind of being angled in towards each other. So once you angle it a little bit, you want to go back to your tool that changes with the axes and just try to center it. So this, kind of like angle them in towards each other. Keep it centered. Rotate it, like, I guess that's more on that side, so I do that. And angle, do the same thing for all of them, so that in like that. So now we have all these here, and after you do that, what you want to do is you want to go to what is it? Oh yeah, simulation, dynamics, collider. So now the floor is a collider, and what you want to do is have, I wonder if this would work, I didn't do this before, hold in shift to select all of them, go to simulation, dynamic, and do the same thing. Nice. Then you do the same thing with the text, except instead of doing collider, you do rigid body. So whenever you do this, they fall down. After you have all that,
Yes. Yeah.
Nice voice crack, Mike. I find it quite sexy.
I'm learning here as well.
So now you go to color.
I'm the live audience viewer.
Exactly. And you add gradient to the color. And this is going to be like the side stuff. I'm going to make it just kind of like gray to darker gray. Click on the color again, copy the channel down to luminance. Go to reflection, do the same thing as you did with the floor, 0% for now, 50%.
I already had my first comment on the video.
Did you?
First.
Do the same thing you did with the other ones, holding control and yeah, drag it up. And then this is the front face of it, so this is just personal preference, whatever you want it to be. I'm gonna make mine like a dark blue. Go into luminance, make it like the same thing, try to add reflection to it. I'm gonna make this one have a little bit less. I just like it a little bit less, you know. Sometimes you gotta have less.
This is good.
So do this, drag it up. As you see, right now it's only applied to the front face of it. What you want to do is make sure you have caps lock on, or you can just hold shift, whatever. And select whatever you want the front face to be and type in C1. And that'll make it so that the selection is just the front face. And you want to do this for each one. So now you can see that it's starting to look pretty sexy. Render this. It's looking pretty good. So now what you want to do is you want to go frame by frame until you see what you like. So yeah, I kind of like that. Do you like that, Michael? I kind of like that. I like the way they lay on the balls.
I like the way.
Now after you have all that, I guess put in a light kind of makes it look cool. I will do that for him.
Okay.
Alright, so now I render this. Starting to look a little bit better. See, adding the light in kind of makes it look a little bit more distinguished. So now if you want to, whatever like your name is, if it's 2 words or whatever, just put it in the front here. But since mine's like spaced, I'm gonna go into MoGraph, make it Brady.
It'd be pretty cool is if like you could have it so if it was long enough name it would curve around the balls.
Like, I don't know how to do that. You probably can.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use this check font again. I like it. It's smaller than the other one. The other one's too big.
I do love that font though.
Alright, Control C, Control V. This should be 90. Yes. Okay.
I have another comment for the video.
What?
Your name wouldn't happen to be Brady, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
Okay. Alright. Just,
Oh, it's okay. I gotta. That's not what I meant to hold in. That is not. Okay. So now we got all that checked out, mate. Just like a wallaby. Actually, if you want to have this different, you can, instead of dragging both of these on, you can just drag on the white one. Whenever you make the blue one, the blue layer, just make another one, make it black instead. Now let's render this. Takes a little bit longer to render that I added in other stuff, but why? Oh, whoops. I didn't even add anything onto the 7. Whoops. It's falling down. So that's how you make that badass background.
Badassery.
Yes, exactly. You can add some more lights, do whatever you want to it, but there is something else that I can do. If you go into this,
I hate the version of this song. It like bleeps out words and stuff.
just add a reflection to it for now. 100%. I don't know if it'll do it or not though. Here, let's overlay that. Let's see if it worked. Yeah, it did. That looks a lot cooler. I might actually use this one for my background.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want it to be 100%. I want it to be like a fade. So, let's make it like 60. But yeah, you can play around with the settings in this. And here after this, renders. Just whatever. Alright, so what you want to do whenever if you want to render this out, go to render settings. And go to output. Not output, save. Click the 3 little dots here, save it wherever you want it to, desktop. I'm just going to name it my background.
It sounds like you're yelling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And make sure it's a PSD layer, that's a Photoshop layer, so if you want to do something like this in Photoshop, edit it. It's Michael's Photoshop, so we can do that. But, do that, and then I'm pretty sure if you don't change any of the settings, like if you don't, see current frame, it'll just render the first one, so check. I'll come back after this finishes. Okay, so now that I have that all finished, this is what the
outcome is.
what the finished product.
Ho ho.
So you see the balls are nice and reflective
Yes.
on the ground.
I like to see my balls on the ground.
Yes, I do too, all the time.
God, that looks amazing. I love that. I really like that.
Really? What, the reflective part of
The
it?
whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I wish you could do
I
stuff
think
like that in Photoshop.
I think I might just keep this one because there is one thing
Why don't
that
you
I
just
forgot.
Open that one up in 740 and add the reflectiveness to it.
Yeah, alright, well, that's the end of this. I might have some more Cinema 4D tutorials. But for now, thanks for watching.
Balls.
See you later.